Hi, I'm Jackie, and this is a 20-minute tween yoga class. I normally have at least one of my daughters with me, but we were so busy this week that we did not have a chance to record it together. So I'm gonna do this one on my own, and it may be a little bit more relaxing than the other ones. So we're gonna do a lot more restorative type yoga poses. So a lot more yoga poses where we're really just kind of relaxing and resting and letting any stress or anxiety just kind of melt away from our bodies. And so let's go ahead and start in an easy seat, just like I am in right now. And back of the hands can go on the thighs, and we're gonna roll those shoulders up, back, and down. 2 more times. Roll up, back, down. 1 more time, noticing how the shoulders feel. And once they are down, you can bring your eyes to a close, and we'll take a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1 more big breath in, fill the belly with air, and a big breath out. And then I'm gonna go right into a hurdler stretch. So basically, one leg is gonna go straight out, the other knee is gonna bend, bring that foot right into the inner thigh. And just as far as you can go, you're gonna start to walk your hands down to either side of the leg and relax, feeling the stretch in the hamstring. It is always an option if you wanna bend this knee a little bit. If it feels really tight, sometimes bending the knee will help you soften into the shape a little bit more. I've worked with a lot of people who think that it's like cheating if you bend your knees, and there's really no such thing in yoga. Yoga is all about getting your body to a place where it feels safe enough to relax into the stretch, which sometimes means bent knees. And then we'll come up and we'll switch to the other side. Right leg out, or whichever one you haven't done yet. Big breath in and sink down toward that foot. When you take nice, long, slow breaths in and out, it actually signals to your body that you're in a more relaxed state. You're not under threat or danger. And that actually helps your muscles relax even more. So that's why breathing is such an important part of yoga. And we'll come on up. And then we are going to lay all the way down on our backs. Take your time getting there. Nice and easy. And once you're on your back, you can bring your arms out wide to a T. Walk your hips to the outer edges of the mat. We are gonna windshield wiper. So we're gonna drop both knees over to one side and just kind of sink into that stretch you feel right in the outer hip. Inhale, knees up. The feet really shouldn't move much. Exhale, knees to the other side. Nice and gentle. There's no race for going as quickly as you can, side to side. In fact, slower moves are gonna help your body stretch a little bit better. Keep moving side to side, trying to match it to your breath. And next time your feet come up in the middle, we are going to try a bridge. So with a bridge, you want your feet a little closer together, parallel, running like train tracks. Arms can come down by your waist, and you're gonna push into your heels, squeeze your glutes, and gently lift your hips up in the air. You can breathe here and hold. And if that starts to get a little uncomfortable, you can come down at any time and come back up and join me when you're ready. We're building a little heat in the muscles so that they stretch for us a little bit better. 1 more big breath in and out, and settle the hips back down on the mat, and we'll hug the knees into the chest and gently rock side to side. Rock pose. or egg, as my daughter likes to say. And then we're gonna rock and roll 3 times. So keeping those knees into the chest, we're gonna rock up to a seated position and all the way back down. Back up, back down. One more time, up. Awesome. And then let's turn over into tabletop. So we've got shoulders over the wrists, we've got hips over the knees, and then we are going to inhale for our cow pose and exhale for our cat pose. Stretching the back, chin to the chest. Inhale back to cow. Exhale to cat. One more inhale. And one more exhale. And then we're gonna sink back to a child's pose, hips to the heels. You can stretch the arms out in front of you, rest the forehead to the mat, and take 3 nice slow breaths. And as you breathe, imagine any racing thoughts leaving the body on your exhale, coming out of the mind down to the mat. Just creating a little more space. Breathe in again. And exhale, let the thoughts go. When you allow yourself to sink into your breath and let your thoughts fade away, one more breath in. It's actually like you're recharging your brain. You start to relax the body. And then the brain actually starts to get more blood flow to areas that help you with clarity. So as we come up here on our knees, one of the things that I tell myself whenever I'm feeling stress, I say, out of the head, quit trying to figure it out from your head and get into the body. Start to relax the muscles in the body, start to relax the breath, because then the brain is going to come back online and is going to be able to think a lot more clearly. So from the knees here, we're going to have arms down by our waist, and we're going to do a nice gentle shoulder stretch. So like we're painting a rainbow with your hands. You're going to bring your arms out wide, up and together, and then back out wide and down. Another big inhale, arms up. Painting a rainbow. Exhale, arms down. One more big breath in, arms up. And down, very good. And we'll do a couple of neck stretches here. If your feet are getting tired of being sat on, you can always change positions. You're not locked into anything, so you could also sit on your bottom if you'd rather, but I kind of like this position, so I'm gonna stay here. And we're just gonna do a gentle neck stretch. So we're gonna grab the top of your head with your right hand and gently, gently bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. The left arm can hang down. That'll deepen the stretch. It'll deepen it even more if you bring that hand behind the body. And back to the middle. Switch, left hand on top, right hand down. And gently pull the left ear toward the left shoulder. You may notice you have one side tighter than the other one. That's okay. We're just observing how the body's feeling right now. Breathing into the areas that feel tight and just trying to relax as much as possible. You can release your head. Back to tabletop. We're going to go into a downward facing dog. So big inhale. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. It's totally fine in down dog to have your knees bent. Some people are really tight here, and so it's fine to be like this. You want to think about creating space for your back by pulling your hips up to the ceiling. And then if you can straighten your legs, great, but don't force it. You could also straighten one leg at a time. Try to press one heel toward the mat. And then slowly switch to the other side. And this is called pedaling your feet. Lots of options in these poses, just like a choose your own adventure.
We're learning to build trust with our bodies by listening to what feels good, what feels stretchy, and maybe what doesn't feel so good that we need to back out of a little bit. One more breath in and out, and we'll walk our feet all the way up to the hands in a forward fold. Again, I say this every time, but bend your knees as much as you need to make this feel okay to your body. And breathe right into where you feel the stretch. Maybe it's the back of your legs. Send your breath there. Maybe it's the shoulders or the low back. Nice slow breaths in and out. One more breath in and out. Inhale, halfway lift, pulling the head forward. This is all about stretching the back, stretching the spine. Exhale, back down to a forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise, rolling up all the way to mountain pose, rolling those shoulders up, back, and down. And then bringing the arms, we're gonna swing them all the way overhead. Looking up at the ceiling. And then bringing the hands behind your head, gently pull your chin down toward your chest, elbows in. Nice slow movements today. Just really giving our bodies a chance to relax. Feel that stretch in the back of the neck. And nice and gentle, we're gonna look up, start to open up the elbows, start to squeeze the shoulder blades, and look up to the ceiling. This is a great one to stretch out, tight upper backs. We'll go back down, chin to the chest again, just because I think it feels really good. And back up. Opening up the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades, and relax. Okay, we're gonna do a new one today that we have not done yet, at least on these videos. We're gonna walk the feet wide, like wider than hip width distance, as far as you feel comfortable going. And we're gonna do a wide forward fold here. So bending from your waist, we're gonna come down. You can plant your hands on the ground, and then you want to think about bringing the top of your head as close to the ground as you can get it without forcing it. So take your time getting there. So from this position, I'm like 6 inches from the ground, and that is totally fine. You can breathe right into where you feel the stretch. Most people feel it in the legs. You could also grab your ankles with your hands, and that will help you kind of have a little more leverage. You may be able to sink a little bit lower, but again, listen to your body, building that trust with your body to know what feels good and what doesn't. And as long as you are breathing slowly and moving slowly, your body will let you know before you would get an injury. The injuries happen when people try to move fast or with force. We'll do one more breath if you're with me. And we're going to be careful when we get up because our heads have been down a while, so all that blood flow can rush to the head. So we're actually going to do a halfway lift here, bringing the crown of your head forward. And then I'm actually going to start to bend my right knee into a side lunge. So we're stretching this inner thigh on the left leg. And that right knee, I have it right over my ankle. If it goes too far forward over the toe, you might feel it in the knee. And we don't want too much knee pressure. So find a spot to rest here that feels comfortable in the knee. Breathe into the stretch. Notice where it feels a little tight or uncomfortable and sink into it. And press back up to the center. Nice and slow transition to the other side. We're going to bend the left knee and sink down into the stretch. This one's called Skandasana in yoga, which I think is kind of a fun name to say. Notice how your breath is feeling. We'll come back up to the middle, and we're gonna go one more time. Crown of the head down toward the mat. A wide forward fold. Allowing your body a chance to rest and unwind into the shape. And slowly halfway lift. Back down, and then we'll come all the way up. Nice and easy, nice and slow, making sure we're not getting dizzy. And we'll bring the feet together. And one more time in mountain pose, swinging those arms overhead. You can look up at the ceiling and swing those arms back down. We're gonna go back into a forward fold. Rolling down now, seeing how this forward fold feels after we did the wide standing one. Your hamstrings are getting a lot of stretching today. One more breath. We'll plant the hands, step the feet back into a high plank. So a nice flat back, long body, tight stomach muscles. You can lower down from your toes if you want to try a little harder one, or if you're in a more restful state today, you can come down to the knees. And we're gonna slowly bend the elbows and come all the way down to our tummy, all the way down to our chest. And then we're gonna lift up either into a little Sphinx pose where you're on your elbows. If your back feels a little tight, this may be all the higher you want to go because the back is getting a stretch right here. If that feels okay and you want a deeper stretch, you can push into your hands and come all the way up into an upward facing dog. And we'll come back down to the belly. And we're actually gonna pause here in a little resting pose because this can feel relaxing to the body. You can bring your hands underneath your cheek and turn your head to one side and gently rest down on the mat. You can bring your eyes to a close and start to feel all the points of contact between your body and the mat below. And as much as you can, try to soften into the mat. Try to soften into the ground. It's almost like you're allowing stress and tension that your body's been holding or bracing to leave, which will also help to relax the mind. And then you can turn your head and look the other way, continuing to breathe those long, slow breaths. Noticing any sensations in the body, any tingling, maybe heat. Maybe you just feel relaxed. We're going to plant the hands by the chest again. You can keep the knees down on the mat, and we're going to press up and back into a child's pose again, either with straight arms, or you can have the elbows bent and make it a little more relaxing. You could wiggle your hips side to side. Just really noticing what these calm poses feel like in the body. Is it hard for your body to relax into the pose? It's okay if it is. We're just noticing it. What does the energy in your body feel like? If it feels like you want to wiggle a little bit, that's okay. You can add a little wiggle in there. Or does it feel easy to relax? Can you let your energy settle? There's no right or wrong. And we're going to come up to tabletop.
So last time we did a pigeon pose, and we're gonna do that again. My daughter was really tight in pigeon, so I showed her one to do if your legs are tight. So I'm gonna show that one first. You basically are going to sit with your front knee at about a 90-degree angle, maybe a little bit tighter than 90 degrees, somewhere between 45 and 90. Then your back knee is also bent. So then what you're gonna do is just walk your hands forward, and you can rest on your elbows over that front knee. And this is a pigeon that's really good if you have tight hips. If you're feeling pretty flexible in the hips, you can straighten your back leg completely and then sink down and hold that pose. We'll be here for a few breaths before we switch sides. So just like in child's pose, notice how your body feels. Where do you feel the stretch? What can you relax just a little bit more? One more breath. And we'll come back up. We're gonna switch to the other side. So I had my right leg forward, so I'm gonna have my left leg forward this time, either in adapted pigeon or the full thing, and melt down to your mat. It's definitely a lot quieter without my girls and my dog doing it with me. But they'll be back next time. One more breath here. And let it go. And then we're gonna make our way to our final resting pose. So back to your egg, back to your rock. We can rock on our backs, coming back up 2 more times. And 1 more time. And then gently settle down onto the mat for our final resting pose. Corpse pose or shavasana, whatever you wanna call it. It's a chance for us to totally sink our body down to the floor. And while we're here, I'm going to lead you through a short little meditation. This is called the Cloud Watcher. So we're going to start with 3 breaths, feeling the air hit the nose on your inhale, feeling your belly rise. And on the exhale, let it go. Another inhale. Exhale. Feel your body relax a little more. 1 more inhale. And exhale. And as we lie here, start to imagine you're on your back outside looking up at the clouds, like maybe you did when you were younger, maybe you still do. Start to notice the silly shapes of the clouds in the sky, what images you see. And anytime you have a thought that comes up, whether it's good or bad, we're going to try not to label it. All you're going to do is place that thought on a cloud. Since we're using our imaginations, we can do that.
And then with your next breath, allow that cloud to float away, taking your thought with it. And then we'll watch the clouds again, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying lying outside. And if you have another thought that comes up, place it on another cloud and watch it float away. And that's it. That's the meditation. It's allowing you a chance to observe your thoughts rather than getting swept away in the thoughts. And when we do this, it helps the mind recharge. And it helps you start to find a little more clarity. So simply breathe. Place your thoughts on clouds. Enjoy the imaginary sunshine on your face. Our brains don't know the difference, whether it's imagined or not. One last deep breath here. And exhale, let it go. You can stay down here as long as you want, or you could turn to your side or come up and sit with me. Thank you for doing our yoga class today. Please like and subscribe to my channel and go check out, I have a couple of meditations so far for tweens for you to check out if you're interested in slowing those thoughts down a little bit more and working on your ability to focus or calm down. And I will continue to add more of those as time goes on. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.